because it gets listeners to go look it up for themselves. It was oh, man, it's driving me crazy. I can't remember the exact headline. John, no luck, no dice. This was just, I mean, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com wrote stories about it. We covered it ad nauseum. Man, it drives me crazy. Let's go ahead and take another call here. Let's talk to Josh in Oklahoma. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm one of listeners that saw your videos on YouTube, and so I've just kind of been awake in the last couple of months. One topic I've never heard you address is peaking of global oil production, how this, now that oil is going to become a more limited resource, how that's going to play into the global elite's plans. Anybody out there that's not familiar with it, I'd suggest you look up Matt Simmons on Google or go to lifeaftertheoilcrash.net for more information. I'm just interested in your opinion.
Okay, well, I hate to disagree with you, but we have the facts. Peak oil is a fraud. There is more oil now they've discovered than ever before. But you're right in that they're creating artificial scarcity. And artificial scarcity, stay there, we'll come back to you. We did find it. Tell the truth about Obama in Missouri, go to jail, is the Kurt Nimmo headline. And again, folks, when I get frustrated, it's because I burn with exposing these people. I know everything I'm saying is documented. I know it sounds insane. They got bills introduced to ban any guns they want. They got bills introduced where conservatives won't be able to own guns anymore. It's all happening. Oh, yeah. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm going to keep taking calls right now. But I'm going to go through the true level of the child kidnapping rings run by the federal government. And I'm going to detail it from mainstream news sources, what is really admitted, and why Obama's about to release more photos. I'll tell you right now. These are the whitewashes. This is how they limit things. It's kind of like you put an oil fire out with a stick of dynamite. You fight fire with fire. They release this stuff. Abu Ghraib had already broken in Europe. Troops were blowing the whistle. There's thousands of videos and audios. Congress admitted that's what was reported of the troops ordered to rape children in front of their parents. And that's confirmed. It's in the Army's own report. But you never see that on the nightly news. It's been in major newspapers, but that's it. So we're going to go over that, tell you what's really happening there, and the gun grabbing, the attack on the First Amendment, and free speech worldwide. But going back to peak oil, I have family that are petroleum geologists, family that's worked in oil fields as roughnecks, right up to plant managers. There's oil everywhere. They drill gas wells, oil wells all the time, and they just cap them from Oklahoma to South Dakota to Texas. They're everywhere. The North Sea, Russia, the stands in Central Asia. But the globalists at Club of Rome do say they're artificially cutting off resources and telling us there's no oil. And so they'd rather sell us a gallon of oil, a gallon of gas, refined from oil, for $20 instead of sell us, 10 gallons for $20. It's just like diamonds are semi-precious, but they advertise that there's nowhere to be found. And oh my gosh, it's mortgage your house to buy one. It's just so important when it's a semi-precious stone in the same range as agate or rhinestones. But yes, they are artificially bringing us back to a post-industrial world. That is what my film Endgame Blueprint for Global Enslavement covers. Anything else, Josh?
I just think that, since 1970, American domestic production has been declining. That just seems to me undeniable. We import 2/3 of the oil that we use. And so
undeniable. Okay, let's stop right there. They allow one pipeline from Alaska. It's admitted that the whole place has more oil than Saudi Arabia. It doesn't hurt the environment at all to pump that stuff right out of the ground and through pipelines. The caribou use it as shelter out there. All there are is caribou and mosquitoes, basically. And it's all capped. And most of the Gulf of Mexico is off limits to drilling. One 600-square-mile area has more oil than Iraq, and that's on record. Do you understand how many areas are off limits to drilling, sir?
Yeah. Yes. Saudi Arabia produces, I think, 10 to 12 million barrels a day. I think the maximum that anybody would expect to come out of Alaska is around 1 million to 1.3 million barrels a day. That's in 10 years' time. So
no, that's what Congress says. They says if we drilled everywhere now, there'd be a 1% increase, and then they give no facts. Hey, bro, listen. How did you get sold on this peak oil thing? I mean, do you believe diamonds? Do you believe diamonds are precious?
No. I mean, they're rare.
No, they're not even rare.
Objective value.
Artificial scarcity. Do you know what that is?
Well, except that diamonds aren't a consumable. Oil is, and so.
Actually, diamonds are used in many industrial uses. I mean, there's diamonds all over the United States. There's diamonds all over Canada, and no one's allowed to mine them.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm missing the parallel, though.
The big oil companies finance all the fake environmental groups every time they find diamonds in Arkansas or Alaska or Canada or Texas. They declare it a wildlife preserve. Mm-hmm. And it's actually big oil publicly finances the fake global warming movement. Rex Tillerson, ExxonMobil head, says it's real. We've got to have a global warming tax. We've got to tax carbon. I mean, do you believe that?
No, I don't believe in global warming.
Well, I mean, the summertime's here. I mean, it is warming. I mean, but that's natural.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in artificial
Man-made.
global warming, but the two are separate, and so they're just real-world limitations to the amount of oil that we're going to be able to pull out of the ground in the next 10 to 20 years.
Are you a petroleum geologist?
No, I'm not. But it's really just a matter of looking at the numbers. I don't see how it would be way too complex.
Sir, have you read the Associated Press lawsuit documents where they got the FOIA documents from the Big 10 oil companies from 1995 and 96, broke in the AP in 2000, where their internal documents in meetings as a oligopoly or a combine, they report in there. You can just search engine AP. Oil companies buying up refineries for artificial bottleneck, and they say there's too much oil. We've got to buy up refineries worldwide and in the U.S. to create an artificial bottleneck and then control through environmental groups the bringing oil to market through smaller groups to create an artificial monopoly, or we're going to be bankrupted. I mean, did you know in the 20s that heroin and cocaine were made illegal, lobbied by the big heroin and cocaine companies because they'd lost their monopoly, they wanted it back?